For this look, my first step was to apply a bald cap. I tend to throw on a wig cap over my hair to get it flat and then glue down the latex with Pros-aide. Apply it evenly over your forehead and inner rim of the bald cap. Then when it has dried clear, pull the latex down and try to get it smooth. To better blend the bald cap, I then went over the edges with about 7 layers of latex. This one I did not do a good job at hiding the seam line because I was in a rush, so definitely give yourself a good amount of time when trying to get an even edge on your bald cap. I did also quickly put a bit of Pros-aide cream over my eyebrows just to flatten them, and then when all the layers were complete, I powdered everything to get rid of the tackiness. I did a quick sketch of the shapes I wanted for the face, and then I took a really heavy foundation that was darker and more orange than my own to act as the flesh tone for the look. I moved on to the eyes next, and for this I started with the blue lids by taking a Hydrocolor from Wolfe and a small paintbrush to fill in the top area. When I got those as even as I could, I moved on to the white Hydrocolor and filled in underneath the blue lid area in a circular shape, leaving room for the iris. For the iris itself, I just used the red Hydrocolor and applied that to the empty space that was left. But for this, since it sits on the lid and would easily crease on its own, while it was drying, I also took a red eyeshadow and patted that all over the lid and underneath the eye. With the black and a very fine detail brush, I carefully outlined the circle shape of the eyes and then along the lid as well to show it sitting over top of the eyeball. Since the iris and white space are on the same plane, I didn't create a separation between the red and white itself. Then, to help give some dimension, I went in with a black eyeshadow and colored all over those overlay areas and on the sides of the lid to try and give the idea of a more rounded shape and to look recessed into the face. I did quickly put some black gel liner along my waterline to give some depth, and then moved on to outlining and filling the nose and cheek shapes with the same red from before. For the mouth, I started by making quick brush strokes with the white to lay down where I wanted each tooth to go. I aimed for the teeth to be thin and elongated, so I knew I could have them spaced close together. I also wanted to make sure to include the second row of teeth the Nightmare animatronics have, so I created a small inner rim of teeth that would go back into the mouth and out of sight on the sides. Then I just went back with the blue and outlined that mouth with it. The mouth itself actually is a full separation on the Nightmare design, so there is no exact point it should meet up. Just aim to go all the way as far back around the head as you can. With a smaller brush and the white, I then just went back and reshaped all the teeth individually and made them more to the length and width that I wanted. By having the second row of teeth fully defined, I was then able to go back in with the blue and create a kind of gum line for that second row of inner teeth, just to help define their area and make them more concrete. Then the part that is probably the most time consuming and delicate is to go in with a very fine detail brush and the black Hydrocolor and just fill in all of that negative space between the teeth. This will really give all of them definition. You can kind of reshape if any of your lines or intersections are off, and you can just fully bring the mouth to life with this. Nightmare Balloon Boy's face is relatively flat, but I did just want to give a little bit of definition around the mouth and eyes, so I took an orange beige eyeshadow and just went around those areas lightly. After that, I just went back to the nose and cheek areas and took some of that black eyeshadow and gave them the same shading treatment that I did to the eyes. For this look, I kind of aimed to have it where you could either have your eyes closed and get that dead white stare that Balloon Boy has, or you could throw in a pair of red contacts instead if you wanted to be able to have your eyes open. So I just added a little bit of white to the lids and set with powder so it wouldn't move to act as the pupils. I added a bit of brown to act as the hair that he has, but I didn't carry it very far since I knew my hat would cover most of it. And then for the neck, Nightmare Balloon Boy doesn't really have much of one since his body just starts right after his head. So I just blanked out a bit of my neck with black and then quickly added some red stripes along with some purplish blue ones since the color on his shirt isn't so much a blue as it is kind of a mix between the two colors. My last steps were to throw in a pair of red contacts and put on the Balloon Boy hat that I made, and that was it. Thank you so much for watching.